Hey guys, what's up? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the difference between Hu Tao and Venti, and if you should like save for the Venti banner, or you should just pull on the Hu Tao banner. Now, I realised that I did make a video on Venti versus Childe yesterday, and I forgot completely about, saving for Hu Tao and that factor entirely, so I do really apologise for this, but I saw a few comments in my comment section saying that, they wanted to save for, they want to save for Hu Tao, or they don't know if they should get Venti or not, and, well, there was a lot of, there was quite a few, enough to warrant making a follow-up video on this, so I am really sorry if this does annoy you a little bit. I will try and return to regular, I'll try and make some different videos over the next few days to make up for it, but yeah, in this video we're going to go over difference between Hu Tao and Venti, and if you should save for the Venti rerun banner, or you should save for, you should try and pull everything on the Hu Tao banner. So if you do enjoy this video and you want to support me out, you can feel free to subscribe. Only 3.6% of you who watch my videos are subscribed, and if you came from my last two videos, or you are new to the channel, we do daily Genshin Impact videos, guides, discussions, and overall just content on the game. So if you want to support me out, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to try and set a subscriber goal to try and hit 1,500 subscribers this month. We're already at 1.3k already, so we're going to smash that out really easily this month. But thank you guys so much for the support on the last couple of videos. It was absolutely insane to me to see such support on a video. Like, I've never seen especially on a small channel like this. Seeing that is just like insane. But let's get into it. So, generally speaking, Hu Tao and Venti are a DPS and support. So Hu Tao's a DPS, whereas Venti's a support. Now, general things to consider is you've got to consider what characters you already have, especially if you're a low budget or free to play player. So if you have, let's say, Zhao, Gun, you say this general free-to-play account, right? You might have a Diluc, maybe you pulled a Kachin because you were unlucky or something. You got a Zhao as well while you're at it. Now, you might not want to get Hu Tao with your free, your Freemo gems because that's gonna be another DPS to your team. You've already got like 3 DPS characters going on, and then don't even mention like the 4-star DPSs you can try as well. And obviously a lot of these characters could work alright with Venti, so Venti might be a good addition to your team if you've got a lot of DPS characters already. Now, however, if you've got a lot of support characters but not very many like damage dealers, so maybe you've got like Mona, Chi-Chi, Zhongli, even though you can run them as a DPS if you want to, maybe you've got a Jean, then you might want a Hu Tao to like help buff your damage numbers, because you're going to have a very solid DPS as part of your lineup, especially if you've got a character like Zhongli or Noelle, or Xinyan. You can also run Xinyan with her, but the thing I'm trying to say is, you'll consider what characters you have first. Now, that doesn't mean don't pull for them, on the other hand. If you really like Hu Tao, or if you really like Venti, go for the one that you like the most. If you really, really want that character, at the end of the day, this is a PvE game. There isn't like, most of the content in the game can be done pretty easily, even with like the starting characters, so, it doesn't really matter too much what your team comp is, but most content creators like to focus on the Spire of the Abyss or some of the harder content in the game to try and make up for that, and they make team comp videos like dedicated to it. But if you really like Hu Tao, go for Hu Tao. If you really like Venti, go for Venti. But we're going to discuss them anyways in more of an in-depth analysis, so I'm gonna quickly go through like the Venti weapons and all, because I've already mentioned this on yesterday's video. But with a character like Venti, you're basically guaranteed to hit one of his best slot weapons, the Favonius Warbow, quite early on in the game as a guaranteed drop. You're guaranteed to get this weapon by completing the Mondstadt chapter of the story, so yeah, you're going to get a Favonius Warbow, which makes Venti a very free-to-play viable character compared to everyone else. You can also get duplicates of this in the gacha, on a weapon banner, or on standard, or on rated. You're probably going to find a couple of these lying around during your time in Tibet, and you also can get a Stringer. Stringless is also another really good option for him. Elemental Master increases his swirl damage, and the refinements for the weapon is also very strong as well. You can also use any other 5-star bow, but maybe stuff like the Amos bow will be better suited for your actual DPS characters. Now, instead of a character like Hu Tao is a bit more of a difficult character to build, especially if you're free to play. Now, you can use the Dragon's Bane. I use the Dragon's Bane because that is the best polearm I have out of these 3. And the passive is really good for, of course, blitzing against Pyro and Hydro. which Hu Tao does permanently inflict Pyro, so that's really good for her. And also Hydro is also really fun to use as well, because this makes a Vaporize comp, and Elemental Mastery increases your reaction damage, and you can run her with a Xingqiu and just sweep through a lot of the game with that. However, if you don't have a Dragon's Bane, you're not very, well, you don't even need a Dragon's Bane, scratch that. Any 5-star weapon is good, and some of the 4-star weapons are good. Dragon's Bane is a good 4-star weapon. Crescent Pike and the Dragonspine Spear are awful for us, so because of the physical damage bonus. Prototype Starglitter is the best out of the craftable weapons for her, and that's just because it has energy recharge. I would have rather have gotten like HP % or something on it for her, but it is what it is. Now you can get away with Black and White Tassel up until the mid game, so she can be pretty free to play viable early game, but when you get into the late game, she's pretty hard to build weapons wise in comparison to a character like Venti, who can use that Favonius Warbow right until the end of the game. Now, this doesn't discredit a lot of things, because obviously you could just get lucky, but of course not everyone's going to have an infinite supply of Primo Gems out of a stash somewhere, so you got to make do with what you got at the end of But anyways, we're going to go right into artifacts as well, because artifacts are very simple. With Hu Tao, you just want to build a 4-piece Crimson Witch of Flames, and with Venti, you just want to build a 4-piece Viridis Infinira set with, of course, Animo and Pyro Goblets, respectfully. Now, obviously, the thing with this is that both characters are easy to build, which makes them a bit more free-to-play friendly in terms of a damage front, because you'll be able to get the artifacts that you need. And also, the only other thing is that maybe Pyro is a bit harder to get, because you also can get Lava Walker in the same domain, but again, that's not really much of a selling point, or a turn-off point for those characters. But one last thing I've got to mention as well is talents and leveling them up. Now, with Hu Tao, it's a bit more difficult because you need Juvenile Jade, which you're going to get Juvenile Jade from the new boss, and you might not get very many Firestones, so you might need to grind 2 bosses for that. And with talents as well, you need a lot of Warper Flower Nectars, and yeah, that's okay though, because you'll end up having a bunch of those in your inventory anyways, unlike me, which I don't. But talent wise, you can level up her auto attack and your E, you'll be fine. With Venti, he's a lot easier to level up, because he only needs the Animo Crystal Flies to do it, so you can just farm the Animo Hypostasis and get the drops you need to level them up. Now, obviously, again, this isn't a much of a turn on or a turn off for them, because again, it just matters. Some people care a lot about resin, so to the characters, that's the best efficiency for your resin. In also general as well is that you should just pick the character, like I said before, just pick the character that you want the most and have fun, Now, let me know down below in the comments, do you want a Hu Tao or do you want a Venti? Let me know, because I'm interested to see, and thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll make a video on probably the best 5 stars in Genshin Impact to come out tomorrow, and then I'll try and make some more, more content in the rest of the week. But thank you guys for watching this video. Like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and take care, and I'll see you guys in another video.